My name is Pete Santilli from Cincinnati. My voice is hoarse because I've been here for 4 days talking to a whole heck of a lot of people.
Now, I want to tell you something. I'm going to tell everyone, just keep that on screen right there. I had a suit jacket. The people of Springfield that came there were not wearing suit jackets.
So you took yours off and put your vest
literally
on.
took mine off. This wasn't about me. And I didn't run up there and say, I'm with the Pete Santilli show. Did you ever hear me say that?
No.
I was very, very cautious. It wasn't about me. I was there to serve the community. And I said, I'm Pete Santilli, and I've talked to a lot of people, right? Mm-hmm. And everybody in the room knew that, but I didn't want attention on me. I was told, you got 30 seconds. And my mind was racing, and I knew what I was going to say, but I had to get it in there in 30 seconds because he had a Fox News live hit to go to out the door. Here we go.
I have a quick statement, a message from the Ohio State troop.
What?
They come with credibility because I'll prove my point.
Oh, that was the stream. Yeah.
First of all, how dare anybody, we love our cats and dogs, talk about cats and dogs, and of course, not recognize the 400,000 children that have gone missing in the United States of America. Okay? Secondly, Ohio State troopers I spoke to out in front of the schools recently were shocked when I told them, after I spoke to the mayor, that Governor DeWine indicated that 33 bomb threats were actually a hoax from overseas. Law enforcement wasn't notified of that. Springfield, they were shocked. And their question to you is, why hasn't the mainstream media conveyed to the public what Governor DeWine said? Because it would put aside the election interference that's going on right now. Because this community is gripped in fear. Their children are going to schools. The police are there. And the mainstream media is where they get their information from. It's not being conveyed.
Well, my sense, thank you, sir, for asking the question. I'll say a few things. First one, I'll say this in a joking tone, but you can decide how true it is. The mainstream media generally only tends to care about foreign election interference if two things are true. One is if it's from Russia, and two is if it's not actually happening.
Boom. All right, now I'm going to tell you what happened shortly hereafter. All right, and it's. I mean, this meeting was important. It was. Again, it was the culmination, the crescendo for us of a lot of work that was done on the ground. A lot of people. And I want to thank everybody for digging in the fashion that we did. I mean, the amount of information that we were to push right around the mainstream media is almost overwhelming. Okay, and with all of the law enforcement and the fire and the city officials, the safety people that were there, they literally got the message right there, including the police chief, who pulled me aside. Did you hear about that?
Yes. Who thanked you for asking that question. I thanked her,
and that's right. She was very pleasant.
Yeah.
Great. Springfield PD is doing an awesome job considering what they're under.
Which tells you that these government officials in Springfield are not connecting with the state troopers or the police and letting them know that so far these 33 bomb threats have all been a hoax. And they didn't know that. And it shocked me.
They did not know that. The Ohio State troopers were right there, right next to the police chief at the high level. I mean, there were like high level, supervisors from the Ohio State troopers. And, it wasn't like, of course, I interacted with law enforcement, back in the day during, Mallory, but the feds were in control of the thing. That wasn't happening here. It really was. Even if they were in the room, I mean, they had lost control of the narrative, period.
Yeah.
And it was the Ohio State troopers that were truly grateful that, and I mean, I spoke with guys, I have it on video. I don't want to go into a long drawn out spun off thing, but in 15 minutes, we're going to have a discussion how to end this madness. And it is, ladies and gentlemen, talk about, it is so difficult for even Vivek Ramaswamy to convey everything that he knows. But guess what he did? He kept his blinders on, and I watched him do this because I knew what he knew beforehand. Mm-hmm. I knew what he knew afterwards, and I confirmed it because I spoke with him. I'm going to tell you about that. But guess what? That man is exactly what we, the people, whether you like him or not, okay? Whether you like him or not, he literally had Tiffany Justice with the microphone. Guess what she was doing? I overheard her. She was listening to everybody of every race, creed, and color. You know, what is it generally that you want to say, and like how much time? And she was very warm, welcoming, and you literally had the opportunity to go on there, and if you needed to say, may I mumble doll face to the banana patch?
It was an open question, right?
How many publicly recognized and government officials allow the people to walk up to the microphone? And guess what the rule was? Two things.
What? Probably no cursing.
Honesty.
Yeah. And keep the language down.
What did he say? He said 2 rules. Oh my goodness, it was so powerful. He just wanted honesty and truth to just get put on blast. That was it. Those were the only rules. I think security even kind of felt uncomfortable for letting that one guy up that was possible Antifa. And he wasn't Antifa, but it was a possibility because he had his GoPro on. He was recording everything. That was the first guy that spoke. But they were concerned about him. And guess what? They let him speak. He's not a public speaker, but that's great. I mean, none of us are, This country is run by us. And not all of us can speak perfectly. But that man that can, whether you like him or not, put the American people's voice on blast.
Isn't it
unbelievable?
Listen, really super unbelievable because Vivek Ramaswamy has this way of internalizing something, a question, immediately. You just don't see that.
I watched his eyes connecting with the people he was talking to. Okay. And what I'm describing here is not only did I watch it from a third party perspective, right? He did it with me.
Yeah.
He did it with me in all of the craziness, the hullabaloo, his status, rock star status, surrounded by massive security, right? Who just wanted his safety. He would not stop talking to people that were right there within his bubble.
Yeah.
And that included me. I'm literally standing. I walked with him from, this area right here where he was in the room. We went to the overflow room because he figured out that he needed a stadium or an arena. Okay.
Right.
Because people, not because of who he is, but because of the voices of the people of Springfield who are not being heard. You're hearing from the mayor and Governor DeWine, and we'll talk about what they're doing. But their voices, their opinions have been suppressed on many different levels. I connected with him, and remember I told you I met Mike Lindell's that way too. He'll shut out.
He is.
It's great. He's really good about that.
Yep.
But Mike
You're the
Lindell,
only person
admittedly,
in the room.
Mike Lindell, he didn't. He wasn't the CEO of a company that invented, nanoparticulates and stuff like that in the biotech industry. This guy's brilliant. And he will literally, when he's talking to you, he'll shut up the entire world. And I'll tell you about that discussion.
And you can tell when somebody is faking that.
Oh yeah.
And when they're not.
Yeah.
Right?
Not only that.
Something about the eyes of a person that is really listening to you. Everybody's had that experience, in their life where you've talked to somebody and you're like, oh my gosh, this person is actually looking at me and paying attention and hearing me, right? It's a good feeling to have a conversation with someone like that, right?
In 1776, The founders of this nation gave us something that had never existed before: a government by the people. We've had our ups and downs, learned and grew, and bled for freedom. Over time, we, the people, became distracted by the success that our hard-fought freedoms brought us, and bad people saw an opportunity. As we traded our birthright for cheap entertainment, our rights, our voice, and our power has been whittled away. Until now. Introducing Republic, an entirely new kind of social media. Republic focuses on local, giving activists, organizations, candidates, and small businesses the power to inform, organize, and act, all in a single place, enabling you to be the local hero your community desperately needs. No more covering up the truth. No more advertising-funded news. No more data mining. This is how we rebuild, rekindle, and restore our republic.
My fellow American patriots, I'm Colonel Douglas McGregor. By now, we should all know that as a talk show host, Pete Santilli has been fighting to defend our constitutional republic for over 13 years. As a U.S. Marine whose oath never expires, he's now calling upon you to do your part, to inform your community and step up as an American hero to help save our republic from being overtaken by communism. Join today and save 33% off your membership. Join now. Visit republic.us/Santilli. That's republic.us/Santilli.